here we go. John Abraham is walking
Oh, he
up, and
looking
the New York
fresh.
Jets are about to make a pick. Ladies and gentlemen, the pick is tight end Mason Taylor out of LSU.
There it is. There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Jets have a new tight end. The New York Jets have a new weapon for Justin Fields, and I am thrilled with this pick. This guy is a really, really solid football player. He's someone that I think some thought could actually go at the end of round 1 last night. There was some buzz about Philadelphia potentially taking him. And look, my big thing was if you're going to take Armand Membu at pick 7, I get it. Safe, smart pick. Really good football player, completes your offensive line. But you need weapons, man. You have a glaring need at tight end, glaring need at wide receiver. Take the best available weapon. I think that's what Taylor represents. And I've heard Aaron Glenn say they want to build it from the inside out. Taylor's a guy that can help you do that because obviously he's a weapon as a receiver, but he's a good blocker. He's tough. I like this pick a lot, so I am fully on board with the Membu-Taylor 1-2 combo for this new regime. Dylan, your initial reaction. Jets have officially selected LSU tight end Mason Taylor at pick 42.
Before we get into the football side of it, now his dad and his uncle have to root against the Dolphins because their son/nephew is wearing the green and white. I literally just went back right before I hopped on with Connor and those guys and watched Mason Taylor against South Carolina. And I didn't come away totally in love, but I wanted to just refresh myself. And I immediately said, yeah, this makes sense as to why the Eagles were rumored to get him at the back end of the first round. Obviously, they go in a different direction, but he's like Travion Henderson to me. He could have gone in the first round, and I wouldn't have blinked, really. Now we get him at 42. We didn't have to move. We didn't have to trade back or up or anything. We stayed put, and we do the inverse of what you wanted, which was tight end and offensive tackle, or of something like that. And yes, Ariante Ursary is still here, so you could have got Tyler Warren and Ariante Ursary. I'm sure that'll be the doom and gloom situation for Jets fans, but you can't complain about this pick. A good, very good pass catcher, a willing blocker in the run game, somebody who's going to give you your all. Pedigree, like I said, he's got the blood to be a football player, and that's exactly what I think the Jets are getting. They flashed on the screen 55 catches last year at LSU. That is a single season school record for the tight end position. So clearly the production is going to be there. Justin Fields prioritizes tight ends, and now they have their guy. You still probably need another one, maybe in day 3, but yeah, this is a 2-for-2 start, in my opinion.
How about noted Jets hater Joy Taylor having to now root for the Jets because her nephew plays on the team? How about it? How about it, Joy?
Yes.
How about the peanut butter skin and whatever else Jason Whitlock said that I won't say on a family show?
I was just alerted to that last night. Scott Mason brought up Joy Taylor and the peanut butter skin, and he made me look at the video on the stream, and I was disgusted, like completely flabbergasted. Jason Whitlock says some outlandish shit, but that by far, man, there's a 16-second video, and then there's a 5-minute, 42-second video. I can't imagine what that dude said in 342 seconds.
I'll tell you what.
About Joy Taylor.
I will rub peanut butter, and I'm allergic to peanut butter. I will rub peanut butter all over my skin if Mason Taylor helps the Jets make the playoffs this season. All right, that's how dedicated I am to this football team. Okay,
it'll be the last Jake Asman show. He'll just go into like a panic attack and just shock and just.
Let's go, AG. That's how committed I am to you guys not sucking for once. I will rub peanut butter on my skin in honor of Mason Taylor if he helps us get to the playoffs this year. Let me read you the Connor Rogers scouting report on Mason Taylor. He has him as his 4th rated tight end. He had Warren 1, Loveland 2, Elijah Arroyo 3, Taylor 4. The breakdown, prototypical wide tight end, hovering almost exactly at the ideal 6'5", 250 benchmark. Mason Taylor was born to play this position despite his father's legacy on the opposite end. Mason Taylor's game is defined by smoothness as a route runner. Taylor doesn't have the quickness and explosiveness to flex into a wide receiver role very often, but that's not the nature of his game and doesn't need to be for him to make an impact as a straight line mover. Taylor has good pace, great control, serving him well, heading up and over behind the linebackers on seams, overs, and sails into the flat on play action. If Taylor can develop a bit more precise feel for space in the underneath zones, he could take his pass catching to the next level from the Y. In line, Taylor has enough ability and room for growth to project into a consistent every package role for an offense. His frame and thickness made him at least serviceable at LSU, despite a blocking menu less sheltered, more difficult, and more pro style than is typically asked of college tight ends. Overall, with his youth, there's potential for incredible growth into a complete starter at every position, with star upside on the high end. Round grade, second, early third. Notable traits, football IQ, sure-handed, and bloodline. No mention of his aunt, Joy Taylor. Your thoughts on that breakdown on Mason Taylor, Dylan?
If you didn't tell me who the name was at the top of the scouting report there by Connor, which I believe was beautifully explicative of how he does perform well and how he's going to translate into the NFL, I would have said that's Tyler Warren, just like a little bit of a lighter version. So anybody who wanted Tyler Warren, I feel like you should be jumping for Joy Taylor. I mean Mason Taylor. See, now you got me actually doing this, Jake. You actually got me on the Joy Taylor. You should be jumping for joy about Mason Taylor.
If we start calling him Mason Peanut Butter Taylor, do you think people will catch on?
Oh, yes. This chat will blast. I guess we'd have to come up with like a cool emoji sticker for Peanut Butter Taylor.
Peanut Butter Taylor.
But he said he didn't Connor just say smoothness?
He did. I was thinking the
so
same thing.
Maybe not a chunky guy. And, I would agree. Creamy over chunky, smooth, peanut butter if you're going. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. And probably your 2A, 2B pass catcher for Justin Fields. So, super excited for this one.
Love it. I think there's a really good pick for the New York Jets. I mean, you guys know my thoughts. It was take the best tight end, take the best receiver. And it's interesting. Ted makes a good point here with the super chat. Jets following the Lions blueprint of O-line first round, tight end second round. Are we getting our Amon-Ra St. Brown in round 4 tomorrow, Dylan?
Yes, we are. And I'll be here to break it all down with you if they do, because that will be over the moon, man. Like even like a Jalen Royals in round 4, if he happens to slide a little bit, like there's going to be some names there. And that's kind of why I said you can wait on pass catcher to a certain degree. You would have to finesse the board, but yeah, this is going to be exciting. Like I said, 2 for 2. We still have one more pick. Hopefully, maybe we trade back and we get an extra pick today or an extra pick tomorrow. But yeah, this is a hot start for Aaron Glenn, Darren Muji, and the Jets. Nothing wrong with replicating the more modern version of the Detroit Lions. You don't want to replicate older versions of the Detroit Lions, but this one you can. So yeah, they took, what was it, Sewell, and then what's his name, Laporta. So yeah, I'm cool with this.
The New York Jets have themselves a new tight end. Trenches and offensive weapons, baby. Hell yeah. Tweet from Connor Rogers I want to share. Over 800 snaps in line across the last 2 years for Mason Taylor. Reliable hands, growing as a blocker, still just 20 years old. He can't even drink yet. How about that? Jets desperately needed to upgrade a very weak tight end room for the type of offense they want to run. Love it. Love it. Really good pick, I believe, by the New York Jets. Shout out to JYB. How about this? $100 super chat. Bang! Bang! Are you kidding me? Let's go.
I got just the guy to get us going tonight.
Hell yeah, JYB, thank you. This is 40 raffle entries because it's normally 20 on a $100 super chat or 20 gifts, memberships gifted. It's 40 until the end of the draft tomorrow as we double all the entries for our raffle this upcoming week. He says, I wanted Warren and Ozzie, but I'll take Membo and Taylor. Can't wait to see the film breakdown. I'm excited, man. Can't wait to get in the film room with guys like you and Fialco and Joe Blowett because I think these guys fit what the Jets are trying to be. And I think you can't argue with the approach to these two picks. We don't know how it's going to work out. The draft at times could be a giant crapshoot, but at least the process here is pretty sound from a first-time GM and head coach together.